Good morning. My name's Lisa McNamara. I'm here with Greg Vietri. He's the president of the Western Chester County Chamber of Commerce and President-elect Chuck DiLabbio. The Western Chester County Chamber aims to help our businesses fill their workforce needs and connect our community with the access to the skills they need. We have created the Time for the Trades initiative to foster partnerships to grow our workforce pipeline and build awareness of training, apprenticeship, or further education opportunities in our region. Today's program will feature interviews with students in the career and technical education programs at the Octorara Junior Senior High School, and also a graduate from the Homeland Security and Protective Service Academy. We would like our viewers to see firsthand the valuable experiences learned within these trades. Rachel Cathell, the Chamber's Communications Coordinator, will explain how we will be taking questions. Rachel?
Good morning, everyone. If you have a question throughout the program, please put it in the chat box to your right of your screen, or you can email me at rachel@westernchestercounty.com.
So again, my name is Lisa McNamara. I'm the director of the Octorara Career and Technical Education Programs at the Junior Senior High School in the Octorara Area School District. Octorara Junior Senior High School is unique to any other school in Chester County in that we're the only high school that has 11 in-house PDE approved career and technical education programs. So our students are, we are maximizing opportunities for our students' career choices. So I'd like to introduce now Greg Vietri. Greg?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Greg Vietri. I am president of the Western Chester County Chamber of Commerce, and I'm also president of Vietri Electric. My background in the trades, I was introduced to the electrical trade at a very young age with my father. I am actually second generation in the trade. I grew up at a very young age with the trade, and I was able to attend the Western Chester County Central Vocational Technical School from 1974 through 1977. Upon graduation, I immediately went into the part-time into the electrical business, and then full-time in 1982. My business is in Sadsburyville in Western Chester County. We are an industrial commercial utility contractor. Next year we'll be celebrating our 40th year in business. And at this time, I would like to thank our presenting sponsor, Transfers of Learning Services. We would like to thank our other event sponsors, Pico, JS, All Things Plumbing, Mahoney Environmental, Hatch True Value, Flings Towing, Terra Technical Services, Pine Creek Animal Hospital. And at this time, I'd like to introduce my good friend, Chuck DiLabbio. Chuck's going to tell us a little bit about his background in the trades, his school experience, and Chuck is the facilities director at Keystone. He's going to tell us a little bit about that.
Greg, thank you very much, Greg. Lisa. Again, my name is Chuck DiLabbio. Like Greg, I grew up, exposed to electrical and electronic items. That was my kind of childhood hobby. My parents were very supportive, family bringing over old TV stereos and taking them apart, which led to an interest in the electronics technology program at what was then called the Northern Chester County Technical School. I attended that school from 1981 to 1985, with the electronics technology program, and through a cooperative education arrangement in my senior year was attending both school and then driving to my job that was coordinated through the school and employers in the area, and was there for 2 years, and then that led to a career at Sikorsky Aircraft. As Greg mentioned, it was originally Keystone Helicopter Corporation, and have been with that company responsible for all the facility operations since 1987, so about 34 years. And I attribute a lot of what and who I am, what I was able to do through my education at the Northern Chester County Technical School, the VOTEC. Thanks, Lisa.
Continuing on, agriculture is a thriving industry in Chester County. There are 1,730 operating farms that exist in Chester County, most of which are family-owned small businesses. These farmlands are viewed as a vital industry, creating over $600 million in revenue annually. Schools like Octorara continue to support the industry by providing agriculture training to our students. We have Octorara Junior and Senior High School has 2 agriculture career and technical education programs, agricultural mechanics and agricultural production. The agricultural mechanics program focuses on large and small engines, welding, agricultural business, a little bit of electrical, construction, and precision agriculture. Our agricultural production program we call Animal and Plant Science, focuses on animal science, plant science, animal care, natural resources, agricultural businesses. So what we'd like to share with you today is the first interview we are going to see is Charlie Gradis, who is our agricultural mechanics teacher, talk a little bit about our programs.
Inside here is what we do with Ag Mechanics, the second program in our Ag department. And what we do here is everything from welding, MIG, TIG, stick, gas, plasma cutting. We work on electrical. Right now the students are wiring some sockets, outlets up. We do plumbing, we do concrete, we do block laying. We do the skills that are high paying and in high demand. And that's one thing nice about the Octorara Ag Department is we're teaching skills to the young people that are much needed in today's society. Along with these skills, we have also expanded into the case curriculum where we're doing precision ag, where we actually are programming tractors, sprayers to drive themselves. So we're not only in the old, but we're in the present and the future of agriculture here at Octorara. And thanks to the support of Lisa McNamara, the administration, and the school board, that we're able to give our students the best education in agriculture here at Octorara.
I'd like to thank Mr. Gradis for taking the time to share information about our programs. Rachel, are there any questions at this time?
We do have one question here. Can a student with no prior farm experience take these courses?
Absolutely. In fact, many of our students don't have farm experience. As I explained earlier, a lot of the programs, the mechanics, ag mechanics, has various different trades. So there's the welding piece of it, there is the agricultural business piece of it, the large and small engine piece of it for fixing tractors, and then the precision agriculture piece of it where, we're training students to be able to fix not only the diesel part of the large tractors, but also the software that runs these tractors. So there's a mix of trades in there. And then our animal and plant science program, a lot of students look at the crop soil, who want to go in to be a scientist in soil science. A lot of them want to be veterinarians or vet techs. So a lot of students, there's a lot of different opportunities in the agriculture industry for students to enroll in the program for.
I don't have any other questions. Greg, if you would like to start.
So at this time, I'm excited to introduce Rachel Gillenwater, who's attending the Woodworking Technology Program at Octorara.
Hello, and welcome to the interview with Rachel Gillenwater. Rachel is a senior in our Woodworking Technology Career and Technical Education program here at the Octorara Area School District. Rachel, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you interested in being a part of the Octorara Career and Technical Education Woodworking Technology program?
I always wanted to know I wanted to work with my hands. I never wanted to be stuck at a desk job, you know, staring at a screen. I wanted to be like outside, you know. So I took an intro to technology class, and the first class I took was woodworking technology, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I loved like seeing pieces come together, seeing like on my mind, putting it on paper, and then creating it from there.
Very nice. So
Yeah.
kind of like being an artist, but manipulating it with wood.
Yes,
Career, very nice.
Yep.
So how long have you been involved in the program?
about 2 years.
Okay. And so being a young lady in a predominantly male industry and coming into the woodworking program and being the only female in that program, how did that make you feel? How did you adjust to that?
It was very intimidating. I was a little scared at first, a little hesitant of like taking the class because I knew, you know, not a lot of women want to do it. But once I went in there, I took the chance, and at first I was kind of quiet, you know, like the guys, they'd mess around, talk with each other, you know, and I'd just be there. But once I, you know, just kept my head down, did my work, started to open up a little bit, then they took me in, I guess, and I was like one of them.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so how long have you been in it again?
2 years.
2 years.
Yep.
Okay. And for each year, how was your progression in skill development?
Freshman year, I just did a little picture frame, which was like super simple, you know, like easy joinery. So I, you know, we just kind of like eased our way like into doing more intricate. So then my sophomore year, I did a checkered table, which was a little bit harder because the joinery was a little bit different. And like joinery is like how you put two pieces of wood together.
Okay.
So that, like the easiest one would be like a miter joint, which is cutting each of them on a 45-degree angle and like putting them like in a corner.
Okay.
So it creates a 90-degree angle. But then after like my junior year, I'd say we did more intricate, like a mortise and tenon joinery.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I also did dovetail joinery, which is a little bit more intricate.
Okay. Very good.
Yep.
So what are your plans once you graduate?
I plan on going to Thaddeus Stevens of Technology for residential remodeling and carpentry.
Very nice. How do you think the woodworking technology program has prepared you to go right into Thaddeus Stevens?
Sure. He's helped me with, Mr. Talley, my instructor, he's helped me with a bunch of machines, like all the safety, like what makes them up and how I could use them and operate them safely. So it's really helped me be more confident in my woodworking. Yeah.
So do you think when you go to Thaddeus Stevens, how do you kind of compare yourself to somebody who wasn't in the program?
I feel like I would definitely stand out. Like I know what I'm doing. I'd be more trustworthy, and I'd be more responsible as well.
Seems like you're very confident.
Yes.
Yeah. So Rachel, as a senior, you are currently also involved in what we call the cooperative education program. So that's for students who are in career and technical education. So you're still attending your program here at school, but you also go into the workforce, and you've been partnered with Greg Pilates Furniture Makers.
Yes.
So you're currently working there, correct?
Yes.
So tell us about this experience.
Sure. It's been really nice because I'm going out in the real world, like learning how, like if I mess up, it's okay. Like, and if I ask questions, it's okay. Like they know that like I'm still new to everything, which is really nice. And I still feel pretty comfortable and pretty confident in what I'm doing because the machines are the same. Yeah, it's really good.
So what are you doing there?
I am doing a few projects right now. I am restoring an old church pew.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
And Greg the company is just
Amazing.
world
Yeah.
renowned. They're known across the world. So
Yeah.
that's really a great honor and experience
It is,
right
yes.
there. So how do you think the career and technical education program, the woodworking technology, has helped you in that job?
It's
And that
helped me,
experience.
feel more comfortable, more confident when operating. Like knowing what I'm doing. If I do mess up, like I will probably know how to solve that, problem and all that.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
great. Thank you. So, as we said earlier, you are a senior, and all seniors in career and technical education programs, if they've been in the program for so often, they take the NOCTI.
Yes.
I'm pretty confident that you will do well in the written and the performance portion of that. So, being able to get a PA skills certificate that recognizes you, and you also received a OSHA 10 certification. That safety certification.
Yes.
How has that helped you in your job at Greg Pilati Furniture Makers?
It's helped me be more mindful about the machines, all the safety, what I can do to run it, and with like minimal like damage, I guess you could say. And I think it would also help me stand out by if I see like one of my coworkers, if something's going to happen, like I can predict what's going to happen and I could help before anything bad happens.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were to sum it up, what would be one thing that you are extremely grateful to have participated in the woodworking program?
I'm grateful that I took that step to like being like just put myself out there, being like the only woman in that class. It is a little intimidating, could be scared, but I'd say if you love what you're doing, you should step over that boundary and step a little bit out of your comfort zone, because it will be worth it.
My next question was going to be, if you were to look in the camera and tell any young ladies out there that are thinking about that, what exactly would you say? And that kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would say do what you love and don't let anything stop you, even if it's very intimidating.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Rachel for that fantastic interview. The woodworking technology program at Octorara is amazing. At this time, we would like to open it up to questions.
Sure. I do have a question. This first question is for Lisa. Do you see other tech programs at Octorara that are seeing a growing population of students?
Actually, yes. One of the things that Octorara has been trying to do is really change the perspective of a mindset, changing mindset, and really focus on the career choices, and not just going up and saying to a student, what college are you going to? Because that's just what education has done for so long. And I really feel the tide is turning, and we're starting to see that increase because we're changing our wording, and we're seeing the value of the trades and the necessity of the trades. There was such a large gap between what industry is saying and what education was doing, and we're finally starting to see that tide turn a little bit. So at Octorara specifically, we definitely are seeing an increase in our classes. For our agricultural mechanics, we had to expand it to 2, an AM class and a PM. We're seeing larger numbers in all of our career and technical education programs. So again, everybody's got to start changing that mindset. And when you're talking to young people, it's not about what college you're going to, is what do you want to do? What is your career path? What is your desire? What do you want to do? And change that.
At this time, we have a list of our sponsors who are hiring. I'd like to introduce them. We have Terra Technical Services that has a laundry list of jobs that are open. Hats Industrial Supplies and True Value. Pine Creek Animal Hospital is looking for an assistant technician. JS All Things Plumbing, they're looking for a plumber and an apprentice. And at this time, I'd like to hand off to Chuck DiLabbio for the next video.
Greg, thank you. Our next interview is with Jesus Duenas Gonzalez. He's with the woodworking technology class, and he is currently apprenticing at Dutchland Incorporated.
I'd like to introduce to you Jesus Duenas Gonzalez. Jesus is a student in our Octorara Woodworking Career and Technical Education program. Jesus is also the first Octorara student to participate in the PA-approved Dutchland Incorporated Apprenticeship program. Jesus, how did you hear about the Dutchland Apprenticeship program?
I heard about it through my teacher, my woodworking teacher. I was looking for a job in the trades, so he recommended that I should work there because they recently just opened up the apprenticeship program, and they thought it was a great fit.
Great. How did you apply? What did you have to do?
So the application process is pretty simple. I was in contact with them over email. They asked me to come in for an interview. I did a little bit of paperwork, and they did an interview. I took a tour, and then after the interview, I had to do some physician clearings because of the nature of the work, and pretty much next week I was working.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're working in the mornings, correct?
Yeah.
And then you still come back to school afterwards. Great. That's a busy schedule for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us what you are doing at Dutchland.
So I'm in the precast department, I guess you could call it. We do all the setup and the pouring of big, like, panels for water retainment systems. If you could, like, those big water towers that you see on the road sometimes, we do stuff like that.
Wow.
And we put a lot of the rebar in, the pipes and everything that has to go into them for it to work properly, and then we pour the concrete, screed it, and get it all set up. And then in the mornings, there's a teardown crew that puts it on a truck and sends it out.
Send it out.
Yep.
Great. Wow. So how do you feel that being in your woodworking career and technical education program here at Octorara has helped you with this experience?
So I didn't think it would, but there's a lot of the stuff that transfers over really well.
Okay.
Like we learned about plumb and setting things square correctly with string lines, and we use a lot of that when we're setting up, because all the panels have to be perfectly square and plumb.
So how about in career and technical education, when you're a senior, you take the NOCTI.
Yeah.
So I'm very confident that you're going to do well on the
Thank you.
NOCTI. So you get your PA skill certificate, but you also got your OSHA 10 certification before you graduated. How did that help you in this apprenticeship program?
Oh, it was great. When I showed up for my interview, this guy that works there for runs all the safety stuff, he came over and gave me a big stack of paperwork that I had to look through. And I showed him my card, and he said, "Oh, great!" And they just took it away, and I didn't have to do anything.
Oh, that
Yeah.
saved you a lot of
Yeah.
reading, didn't
Yeah.
it? Well, that's great. So it was very beneficial for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you.
That was an amazing interview, Jesus. Thank you so much. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Rachel, see if we have any questions. Audience.
Thank you, Chuck. We have some great conversation going on in the chat box. Make sure to put in questions you may have about any of these interviews throughout the event. I do have some questions. My first question is, what does PA approved apprenticeship mean, and are they hard for businesses to approve?
Well, I can start with that one, Rachel. A structured apprenticeship is a structured training program that combines on-the-job training and related instruction. So apprentices learn the practical and conceptual skills required for skill occupations, craft, or trade. Really, in other words, an apprenticeship it's a work-based learning program or on-the-job training degree. It does take, in working with Dutchland, it did take them approximately a year to get this through the Pennsylvania department. So it's not something that just happens automatically. It does take time, and there is some paperwork to fill out. Yep.
We at Vietri, just to expand on that, we at Vietri are also connected with the Associated Builders and Contractors that we offer a 3-year apprenticeship program with them, whereas we would have a student enrolled where they go to school 1 day a week and they work 4 days a week. And this is a 3-year program. It's Department of Labor approved, and we've had a number of employees go through that. We've had very good success with the Associated Builders and Contractors. It's a great program. In addition to that, even we sometimes want to send new employees through that program, even the employees that come out of Stevens or the local technical school, because it is approved by the Department of Labor.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions, Rachel?
I do. I have a question from Alyssa Griffith. She asked, what trades are most popular and which one is there the greatest need?
That's a good question.
Electrical for sure.
Again, Greg, I guess from the perspective of the industries, that could be specifically. I know the health career or industry is always in need. Agriculture right now, I know that there are, at least 75,000 jobs available in just agriculture because it's so vast of an industry. So I know, healthcare and agriculture industry are really in need of these trades or experiences.
And honestly, that's a great question, Alyssa. But no matter where I go, I'm constantly attending construction meetings throughout the county, and the questions always come up. It's not just electricians; it's plumbers, it's carpenters, it's sheet metal workers, drywall. There just seems to be a shortage of all the trades.
Yeah.
I don't know that you could earmark just one.
It's hard too.
It is hard.
And, I think that's, again, something that we as in education and parents need to change that mindset that, these are good, strong paying jobs. And not every job needs a 4-year degree. Okay, a lot of these programs, students can walk out of high school because they get industry certifications, OSHA 10, the safety. Our Homeland Security and Protective Service Academy gets 78 industry certifications. Kids can walk out of high school and go into a job. And then even more so with an apprenticeship, they get that on-the-job training, they get the education, and they get paid. So I think we really have to change that mindset where we are as a whole.
It's Lisa. It's funny when we go to Stevens every year for when the students are graduating. I always joke that there's a number of contractors that are there trying to recruit the students that are coming out of Stevens, and they call it a. I think the terminology is that they call it a job fair, but the trade contractors always joke that they call it a bidding war.
Yes.
Because I can assure you, if you graduate from that program, you're immediately going to go to work in with a life-sustaining job.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I have another question here. Gwen Smoker asked, how can more businesses like Dutchland and Greg Pilati Furniture Maker get involved with providing hands-on experience for CTE students?
Well, I mean,
again, I would refer. I know that Greg came out of Stevens, but the ABC program is second to none. And if you look at, you go through the ABC book, the list of contractors that work hand in hand with them, it's like a who's who of the best contractors in Lancaster, Chester, Delaware, Bucks County.
Yeah. I mean, if industry really, if your company is very interested in getting involved, and, Octorara has had a partnership with Dutchland Incorporated for many years, and over the years, we've probably provided at least 80 employees for them. But they're actually very involved with our programs. They come and, various people in their company participate in the Occupational Advisory Committee meetings. They meet twice a year. That's when we bring industry into our school twice a year, and we ask them, come in, take a look at our equipment, take a look at our curriculum, take a look at our structure. Is this what you want when we're producing future employees for you? Come in, be involved with the schools. All you have to do is call me. The TCHS programs are the same exact way. A lot of times these people, we were just talking about showcasing, bringing students out to the industry and touring the facilities, meeting people, talking about it, seeing the different jobs and how students can start at one level and progress throughout the company to a different level. We also, Octorara next year is going to be starting a OAC TEP mentoring program where we're going to reach out to our industry partners and maybe partner them up. So for instance, with Rachel being the first non-traditional student in the woodworking, she would love to have had that role model as a woman in that field and being able to have those conversations and that mentor. So reaching out to our OACs and industry partners to mentor these students and forging these relationships. And then the easiest is just coming in and being a guest speaker. You could, now it's via Zoom. There's lots of different options. It's just a matter of reaching out and contacting me or other TCHS programs as well.
Again, I'm excited for this next video. I'd like to introduce Jordan Marzoff with the Homeland Security.
Today I'm interviewing Jordan Marzoff. Jordan is a graduate of the Octorara Homeland Security Protective Service Academy. Jordan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, thank you, Lisa. So hello, everyone. My name is Jordan Marzoff. I'm a 2018 Cadet of the Year and graduate from the Octorara Homeland Security and Protective Services Academy. I am also a 2018 graduate from the Unionville High School. I attended the program for a total of 2 years during my junior and senior year. I'm currently a junior at Marywood University in Scranton, Pennsylvania, studying aviation business management with flight operations. The end goal of this is to become a commercial pilot. I am also a line officer and vice president at my local fire company at Pomarlin Fire Company.
Jordan, you seem a little young to be a vice president of your fire company. Is that normal?
Well, I don't know if so call it normal, but I know in our company's history, I am the youngest vice president, and I am super happy to take on this role and the challenges that come with it. And I want to make our company a better place. So looking forward to it.
Do you think this role is the Homeland Security and Protective Service Academy or experiences from this program has helped you with that?
I most definitely think that my experiences and what I've learned from the Academy has most definitely helped me fulfill this role at my local firehouse.
So, Jordan, please tell us what made you decide to enroll in the Octorara Homeland Security and Protective Service Academy?
Sure. So there's actually a few factors that made me want to enroll in the program. First is the biggest one for me was that I could obtain all my basic fire and EMS training well before I graduated high school. So basically I could come out of high school and have all these industry leading certifications and be ready to go. So if I wanted to get a job in it or simply at my local volunteer fire company, I could go right on the truck and be an interior firefighter. So I thought that was actually really neat. I also really liked the facilities and the instructors. The instructors just seemed to be very knowledgeable, open-minded, and simply easy to talk to. I simply like the aspect of bettering myself in emergency services at such a young age, and this was the perfect way to do it.
Thank you. During your time at the Academy, what were your experiences?
Well, Lisa, I'm going to put it pretty simple here. During my my time at the Academy, I basically experienced the best 2 years of my life. So I learned a lot in the emergency services. I worked hard, especially with testing. I made everlasting friendships, and I made so many network connections in the emergency services that I still use to this day. And finally, I grew from within. So I simply, over the 2 years in this program, I just really grew, and I could tell that I was becoming a leader more than a follower.
Well, obviously, we can see that in your role as vice president at the Pomarlin Fire Company.
Yes, it's crazy, but you know what? I'm super excited, and I really have to, give the Academy credit for helping me obtain these types of skills.
Wonderful. So, we might probably have touched on it a little bit, but what opportunities, besides your vice presidency there, do you feel you have because you attended the Academy?
I might not be a full-time firefighter or EMT, but what I think I really achieved here was how to deal with stressful situations and how to accomplish goals. So even though flying a plane is not like firefighting in a sense, I still have these basic skills that I can use in both these professions, such as leadership or stress management. Mm-hmm. So I think also, and having this academy here, when I applied for college, they actually asked me a lot of questions about the Academy, and they saw the certifications I had, and they were overwhelmed by it, and they were super excited to actually offer me, acceptance into college, which was really interesting.
That's great. When Jordan graduated, students who really participated in all 3 years could get 64 industry certifications, state, local, and national certifications. Now we're at 78, I think, 78 national, state, or local certifications that students can walk out of the program with. So it continues to grow even after Jordan graduated. So, what are your closing remarks can you provide to all the industry people listening to this interview right now?
Sure. So to wrap this up, I'd really like to first off thank the instructors and the staff that make the Octorara Homeland and Protective Services Academy what it is today. And after you just said, it's growing every year, which I'm glad that I was actually a part of it. And I think I might not, like I said, I might not be a full-time paid firefighter EMT or in the industry, but I can still use my skills that I learned in management at my local firehouse as a vice president, and even in the cockpit of an airplane, simply dealing with stressful situations or working with people. So if anyone has a chance to apply this program or even just come and check it out, I said, student or not, you know what? I'd highly encourage doing it. I thank you for your time, and I hope this has provided a little bit more insight for one of the best programs out there.
Well, Jordan, I thank you very much for your time. I'm very happy to see how well that you are doing and how this program, an approved career and technical education program, has made such a significant difference in your life and your future. You definitely look like you have a bright future ahead of you. Thank you. And again, take care.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jordan, for that amazing interview. I'd like to go to Rachel for any questions.
Thank you, Greg. I do have a question from Melissa Griffith. She has asked, I believe one of the challenges with firefighters and EMS is the cost of certification. Is this cost covered by the school when they go through the program?
So students that are participate in all 3 years of the Octorara Homeland Security and Protective Service Academy can receive up to 78 national, state, and local certifications. The majority of those certifications are covered by the district. Some of the national ones, the students will, pay for that. However, the cost, if somebody wanted to volunteer outside and do this on their own, it would be hundreds and hundreds of dollars because they would have to pay for all their equipment and what have you, and just all that cost. Doing it in the school system, the students are getting it practically free.
Thank you, Lisa. My next question is for Greg. Greg, can you please tell us about your experience with our local fire companies?
Thank you, Rachel. I was actually, as a young man, grew up on Woodland Avenue in the city of Coatesville and lived next door to Mr. Charles Frymore. The Frymore name is actually legendary in the Coatesville Fire Department. I think they're their 4th generation now, but just hanging out at the Frymore family, I was introduced to the Washington Hose Company, as a 9-10-year-old young man, and was actually at the firehouse with Mr. Frymore one day and was able to experience at the time they had a Gamewell fire alarm system in the city of Coatesville. I'm giving my age away, but this is goes way back before 911. But was actually at the firehouse one day when a box alarm had occurred, and I was just amazed at how everything flowed, and of course being growing up with Greg Frymore, who again was legendary in the Coatesville Fire Department, being introduced just like Jordan at a very young age. I really enjoyed probably about a 20-year run with the Coatesville Fire Department. Unfortunately, as later in life, it just requires so much time, and really the volunteer fire service, these guys are the unsung heroes, I believe of the county. But it was, if you ever had a chance to experience the volunteer fire department, the camaraderie it's I always say it's like the Western Chester County Chamber of Commerce. The camaraderie second to none. And I wouldn't have traded that for the world. I've made lifelong friends. We still assist the fire departments a lot of times now with, middle of the night call outs with electrical fires, but still involved with construction of fire departments, and hopefully as I wind down, I can get active again. And at this time, I'd like to introduce everyone to a short video of the Homeland Security Program.
All right, Lisa, I have another question in the chat for you. Can you provide your contact info for businesses that would like more information on how to get involved?
Sure. You can reach me at my email. It's McNamara, and that's McNamara @octorara.org. You can also just go to the Octorara website. I'll ask Rachel to put the website link in the chat. So that way anybody can get a hold of me. It's very easy. My number is 610-593-8238, extension 3549 as well.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Now, I'd just like to make a short announcement. The Chamber is still taking applications from senior high school students for our $1,000 trade scholarship. The applications are due May 15th and can be found online at westernchestercounty.com. Please watch this brief video about our scholarship program.
Hey, what's up, class of 2021? I'm Gwen, and I have the honor of chairing the Scholarship Committee for the Western Chester County Chamber of Commerce. I remember all of the exciting and sometimes scary things about graduating, such as senior prom, senior bag day, and how the heck am I going to pay for college? Which is why I'm bringing this message to you now. Did you know that the Western Chester County Chamber of Commerce offers 2 scholarships? The Chamber offers an academic scholarship for seniors pursuing post-secondary education, and we also offer a trade scholarship for seniors pursuing a trade. This year, we've made the trade scholarship available for career and technical education students who intend to use the skills they've already learned to enter the workforce but need tools of the trade. Many trades require the tradesperson, that's you, to purchase their own tools. Are you an automotive service technology major? A Snap-on 20-piece half-inch drive standard deep impact socket set, $930. Are you a cosmetology major? A Matsui 4 scissor set including 5.5-inch cutting scissor, 6-inch cutting scissor, 7-inch barbering scissor, and 6-inch thinning scissor is $499. Are you a healthcare major? A stethoscope, gait belt, and week's worth of scrubs, $350. You get the point. Getting started with tools for the trade, no matter your major, can be expensive. The Chamber's Trade Scholarship can get you started on the right foot. So, what do we need from you? Here's the rundown. You can visit the Chamber's website at westernchestercounty.com and click Scholarship for more details on eligibility, requirements, and how and when to submit your application. So ask for those letters of recommendation and get started on those essays because we look forward to receiving your application.
Any last questions?
Well, since there's no more questions, we're going to end with some closing remarks. Chuck, we'll start with you.
Thanks, Lisa. And just to echo Lisa's and Greg's comments. I don't know that I would have gone the path of the technical school without the support of my family, and again, this goes back to the early 80s, late 70s, and also the teachers and guidance counselors at my junior high school. Mr. Reif was my guidance counselor, and he, after the Northern Chester County Technical School gave the presentation to the students, he knew enough about me with the other things I supported at junior high to say, hey, Chuck, what do you think about this? And I really didn't until I started reading, but the interest in the future of the students from both faculty and then family, I think is paramount because kids might be more apt to follow the path of their friends. So all of my friends went to the high school, the traditional high school. I went to and left all my friends and went to the technical school, the VOTech. So it was a big change, and I couldn't and probably wouldn't have done it without the support of my mom and dad's, behind me saying, "Yep, go do this." And because of that, I'm a proud tech school graduate, and it has helped me for the past several decades in my career. So can't say enough about it. It's cool to go to VOTech, folks. It's absolutely cool.
And, I echo with everything that Chuck said. I am passionate about the trades, and I've always said that trade schools prepare students on a fast track to a rewarding, skilled career. And if there's any parents out there that are on the fence about, college versus trade school, I know you can have this discussion or sometimes heated discussion for hours on end. But if there's any parents that are hinging on, college versus trade school, please give me a call. I would love to give you a guided tour of our new facility that we have under construction and just show you, just show you what we're building, and what our building under construction would not be possible if it wasn't for a career path that I chose in the trades. Thank you, Lisa.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody. I have to reiterate what everybody and everything that has been said and discussed here today. What I can say to industry is get involved. Get involved, whether it's the Octorara Career and Technical Education Programs or TCHS. We both focus on training students in career and technical education in specific industry and trade skills. I can't thank you enough for taking the time to be here with us today, and we're so happy. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.